should come through. Let me just double check that, make sure it's working. Is that really loud?
There was some kind of static, sure, but if I'm playing it at the same time as you're playing it, it'll just override it.
The winter update is our holiday.
Okay, and what I was thinking is like we could pause it throughout is what I was also thinking. So
oh, you want to pause it throughout? Oh, okay.
well,
I see.
it's a 12-minute video, and so I didn't want to just play the whole thing.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right, it is 12 minutes.
And then talk about it,
Okay.
but there's like a bunch of juicy stuff in there I thought we could talk about as it's going. So I figured I'd have the audio come through.
You've seen it already though?
No, I haven't seen it already.
Oh, okay.
But in the description of it and some of the comments on YouTube and stuff like that, like it seems like there's a bunch of stuff in there. So it's the winter update overview. I thought that would make, you know, decent show.
Okay, sure.
Actually, real quick, I'm gonna play it and just tell me how the audio is coming through, if it's loud enough, you think.
A new mode,
Can
32
you hear
battle
him
pass,
talking all right?
2 events, and match XP.
I'm not hearing anything.
All of that is free.
Oh, really?
We have 2 official Forge created
I
maps.
heard the music
coming
for
in
thing.
the winter update. There are
Can't
2
hear them talking right now.
arena maps. One's called Argyle and one's called Detachment. Detachment has the first teleporter that's in an official Halo Infinite multiplayer map.
From a gameplay perspective, having something where
Okay, it is coming through OBS, which is good. Why is it not playing? Voice meter. It's going into voice meter. You can hear Spotify when I play Spotify. Like you can hear that, right?
Yeah, I hear that.
out on the island. And
But you don't hear this.
Argyle is cool because it has this big kind of
No, I
open
hear static.
central yard.
You hear static.
Like, as in, there's nothing. I'm not really hearing
Oh,
anything.
gotcha,
I'm just
gotcha,
hearing
gotcha.
like your microphone.
Settings. Do 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 do. Ba da ba da da do. Oh man, well, how do I get that to work? Settings for Chrome. Open volume mixer. Google Chrome. Is that what I want? No. Sound settings. I don't understand why you can't hear it. That's kind of annoying. All right.
Probably because, well, what are you using for thing?
Chrome.
For music.
Oh, Spotify.
Right. Okay. So the trailer is not, or like the overview is not coming through Spotify.
Yeah, that's true, but I have them both going out to my voice meter, which should be coming back to you. That's why I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to hear it.
But
well,
is it active?
Voice meter is active, yeah.
No, I mean the channel that you have. I guess maybe your desktop audio or whatever your YouTube would be going through.
Yeah, so that does say voice meter. Maybe I'll change it real quick. Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, can you hear that?
I hear music.
Great. Can you hear this?
Have the threat sensors, and so they're kind of, you know, spotting, and it plays like a cat and mouse.
Okay. Okay. Let's play it at the same time, and I will say play pause. How's that sound?
Sure. Works for me.
All right. Cool. Wow. That 5 minutes went very quick.
No kidding.
Very
Troubleshooting.
cool.
Fun. Fun.
It's so much fun.
Troubleshoot, folks. Troubleshoot.
Troubleshoot this.
What the heck is that from?
I don't know. I just did it.
Oh, you just did it on your own?
Troubleshoot.
He's like, oh, that'd be
this.
funny. Let's do it that way.
Yeah.
Troubleshoot this.
Troubleshoot this. Pop, pop.
Pop, pop. Last time you reloaded.
Huh? Oh.
Or like you. Yeah, whatever that action is. See, you can tell I'm not really into firearms as much. Although, fun fact, I have fired a gun before.
Hey. What kind of gun?
In America.
In America. We fire
Yeah.
guns. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I went to one of your guys' shooting ranges in America.
Hell yeah,
Fired
bro.
a gun.
There you go.
It's crazy. Insane.
I love the smell.
It's crazy how you guys are just able to just casually walk around. Like, with that kind of shit.
I mean, not in all parts, but in a lot of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like the Wild West.
I felt so uncomfortable holding one in my hand.
Really?
Yeah. It was in Ohio. I was using. I went to. My friend and I went to one of my online. Well, I guess one of his online friends' place for the Destiny 2 launch. Right.
Oh.
Yeah. And like during that time, that friend took us to like the firing range and like took us like disc golf and all these other neat little things.
Nice.
Right? Yeah, and both my friend and I felt very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I guess it's like,
with
what
a gun in our hand.
what you're brought up with, what you know, what you don't know. Like not that I grew up in a house with guns, because my dad was always afraid that we were going to try and kill him. But I don't know. I don't know if I really knew anybody with guns growing up, but in my adult life, I've been around plenty, so.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see how many guns were in some of those houses and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, because like that friend took me to took us to like their family's place, and like their family's place had shotguns and machine guns and like I was just like me and my friend were just like, huh, huh. We were flabbergasted.
Well, when somebody tries to invade your home, or they invade the wrong home.
I don't think I would exactly know what to do. But I would know that if I was to fire my first shot, I would definitely hit the bullseye.
There you go. So
unless that was beginner's luck, in which case, oh boy.
No, it's routine, It's...
Oh, it's routine.
Yeah. It's like riding a bike.
Riding a bike?
Yeah. What-handed are you?
Memory?
Are you left or right-handed?
I do not want to reveal that information.
Okay, that's fine. Do you know do you know what eye dominant you are?
What eye dominant?
Yeah, like which of your eyeballs is the dominant eyeball?
How would I know that?
Okay, so fun little thing here. What handed you are, whether you're left or right-handed, does not always correlate with what eye dominant you are. I am left eye dominant, but I'm right-handed. So I actually shoot much better when I fire left-handed than I do when I fire right-handed. And here's how you can figure it out. Pick something in the distance right now. Like right now in my kitchen, there's an aquarium and there's a red light. Take your fingers and draw, or not draw, but take your fingers and make like the OK symbol, and then put the circle, or put the thing that you're looking at in the distance inside the circle in your hand. Okay, it should be a little bit tough to do, but you should be able to kind of figure it out. Then when you do that, close one of your eyes, and if you can still see the circle, then that's what eye dominant you are. And if you can't, or not the circle, but if you can see the object through the circle, that's what eye dominant you are. And obviously, if you can't see the circle, then you're the other eye dominant.
The OK? What? Huh?
Okay, so make like a circle, right? You want to make like a hole or like a circle with your hand, with your fingers, okay?
Oh, because you said draw a circle at first, and I was like,
yeah, I'm sorry, my brain.
Like, what?
No, don't draw. Don't draw a circle. Don't
draw a circle in the air.
Don't draw a circle in the air. Take your hand, make a circle with it.
You're making me look like a fool on the podcast.
Find something in the distance, kind of far away. You don't want something close. You want something further away. Okay? Then take that circle you're making with your hand, hold your arm out in front of you as far as you can, and then put that object inside the circle that you're making with your hand. Okay, got it?
Yes, I'm following along.
All right, so close your right eye. Can you still see the object?
Tricky guy, aren't you?
Oh, okay, you don't have to. Okay, so if you close your
no,
right
I'm kidding.
eye.
I'm left eye dominant based on what you're telling me.
Okay, so yeah, see, I'm left eye dominant too, which means if you fire your guns left-handed, you will actually do a better job firing.
Cool.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
That is neat. I feel like that is like, why is that like common knowledge over there?
I don't know if it's common knowledge. Again, I had military training and I paintballed for a large part of my life.
But the object is far away. How am I supposed to put it in my hand circle?
God damn it, Rabble. But yeah, that's a way to test what eye dominant you are. And then you know what eye dominant you are. And do with that information as you would like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
There you go. Great.
I now know this information.
Yeah. Now you can.
What am I going to do with it, though?
Well, if you ever bought a gun, then you know which hand you should train with and practice with in order to fire more or hit the targets more consistently.
Neato burrito.
Neato burrito.
Can't wait till the next time I go to the firing range and like bring this up.
There you
somehow.
Go. Yeah, you can make a lot of friends with that information, but most people don't know it.
Yeah, I'll be a fantastic marksman.
They'll be like, "Whoa, man, I didn't know that." You can do it at parties too. I bet you could get a bunch of people start putting circles out in the air.
Yeah, it's a neat little. What's a conversation starter in a party? A party
trick.
Is it a party trick? There you go.
I don't know. That's what I would call it.
No, there's a specific term. I can't seem to remember it off the top of my head right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. A party favor?
No.
No?
Definitely not party favor.
Give something for everybody to go home with.
I'll give you a hint. It starts with party.
Oh, you know what
That's
is?
it.
Oh, okay, I have no idea.
That's as much as I know.
Okay. Party something. Party hard. Party in
Party
USA.
something. Yeah, specific term. Party something. There you go. Nailed it.
It's a party something. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Great.
Fantastic.
I'm drinking coconut water tonight.
Coconut water?
Yeah. I had a conversation with an old coworker a long time ago when I was a painter, and he didn't believe in coconut water. You believe that?
You're going to have to elaborate a little bit more.
I told him I loved coconut water. He goes, "You mean coconut milk?" Like, he thought I was an idiot. You mean coconut milk? I was like, "No, bro. I'm talking about coconut water." And he goes, "It's coconut milk. There's no such thing as coconut water." I was like, "No. If you take a young coconut, split it open, it will have coconut water. Coconut milk is when you take coconut water, and if it's from an older coconut, it will have kind of soaked up some of those nutrients on the inside of a coconut. But usually what they do is they take the coconut water, and then you have the meat of the coconut, and kind of grind them together, and that's how you get your coconut milk." So, yeah, he thought I was an idiot.
Rabble says you can't milk a coconut.
Watch me. I'll milk a coconut, Rabble. Okay, I'll do it. Speaking of milking things, Halo has been milking their content releases. How about that? Am I gonna get props for that segue or no?
It's a great segue.
It's a what?
Segue.
It was a great segue.
Great segue. I just needed to. It was so good. I needed to refresh the page for a second because you muted yourself or something. I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay, so you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I was going strictly based off of like the Twitch stream audio. And that's how I was kind of reacting to you for the past like minute and a half.
Oh, Okay, cool.
So there might be a little delay in my reaction, I suppose.
Yeah, no worries. We're good now, though?
Yeah, we're good now.
Gravy. Okay. If you want me to, I can call you on the telly.
On the television?
Oh, I said that wrong. On the whatever telephone. You're right. That's
no. It's got to be rotary phone only.
Rotary only.
Yeah, rotary only.
I wonder how many people got arthritis using those things.
I have no idea. I'm still curious to know how many people actually know what that is.
A rotary phone?
Yeah.
Probably not many. I shouldn't say not many, but probably at a certain generation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So like the folks at the for example, for the folks at the theater right now, I've been asking them things like, "Oh, do you know what an encyclopedia is?"
And they go, "You mean Wikipedia?"
Yes. That's exactly what they do. They go, "You mean Wikipedia?" I go, "No, an encyclopedia."
That's kind of funny. Do you think that's a good thing, a bad thing, or it doesn't really matter?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose I'm sure I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. It's like, here's the thing. Like, I don't know anything about like all the other equipment from the past that has been used.
That's true.
Right? So
Right.
It's just aging me.
Right, exactly. Like I like if I said, "Can you Xerox something?" Do you know what I mean?
Fax it.
Oh, I thought Xerox was to make a photocopy.
Isn't it faxing?
It might be faxing. Maybe I don't know what Xeroxing something means.
Oh.
Shit.
Well, I know Xerox is like a printing company, so I figured like, okay, well.
Maybe they're faxing too.
Oh, Xerox is copying? Okay.
Well, there we go. Now I dated myself. What's another term like that? Xeroxing, Googling, obviously, but everybody knows what that is since everybody uses Google. Yeah, I don't know.
I find it funny how when I was in school, it was like, like Googling things were very difficult to do, especially for assignments and all that stuff. Now you get to a point where it's just like, you just Google everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like, I'm so glad I'm not in school anymore, if I'm being honest. Like when it came to like researching and like for research papers and stuff like that, God, I hated that kind of stuff so much.
It was difficult. Even when Wikipedia was just starting off, we weren't allowed to use it, but like we were allowed to cite sources online, but even that was difficult to do. Right? Like we had a long strenuous task of like, okay, in order to cite these sources, you have to have this information from the website.
Oh, such a pain in
in
the
order
ass.
for you to be able to, right? I don't think that's a thing anymore for the children in school, because I asked them like, how do you cite your sources, and some of them are just like, what?
What? What am I, a journalist?
What do you mean what? Like, so like, yeah, like when you guys write your reports and stuff, like, like when you do research assignments and all that stuff, like how does the teacher, apparently they just do it through like, oh, what is it called? There's this plagiarism website or something.
Oh, really?
Like they all submit it through this, yeah, and like it just like it'll search or find things that are like blatantly plagiarized or something.
Interesting.
I forgot what it was called. I can't remember it for some reason.
That's all right. I get what you're saying.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I have it in my hand.
Oh, great. Is it because I faxed it over to you?
You Xeroxed it.
I mean, Xerox. We just established Xerox is photocopying.
You Xeroxed it and then you snail mailed it.
I snail mailed it. I just decided to give it to Turbo instead.
People don't really say that anymore either. This is snail mail. Nobody mails anything except for lawyers.
Yeah, you mentioned that while you were working at the
post office. It's like all the mail is like from lawyers and businesses. Yeah. Well, Halo, we are getting closer and closer to the winter update. Are you excited for the winter update, Mystery?
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. This is kind of a in-between seasons 2 and 3. There's going to be some content coming, which is exciting. Now, earlier today, hot, fresh off the presses. Do you think people know what a press is?
They probably think you press a button. No, they say push a button now. You press your clothes. No, they say iron your clothes now.
Yeah.
No.
I bet not. Like a printing press. Do you think people know what that is? Or the younger generation?
That's a good question. Should I ask them if they know what a newspaper is?
Or ask them if they know what a printing press is.
Fine.
Because a newspaper they might know. I mean, it's not like they're completely gone. So do you know what the New York Times newspaper is? Oh, you mean the website? It's like, oh.
I don't think it's a website anymore. I think it's just an app.
Yeah, right.
You mean the app? Oh yeah, that thing, yeah.
You mean the New York Times app?
Yeah.
So weird. They don't even give you the time. What a bunch of losers. It's a news.
Or it's just probably a widget or something, right? Don't they have like the news widgets and stuff like that?
Probably. I'm so glad I'm not a newspaper company. That seems like an impossible thing nowadays.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh my god, you want to start a
teach the
newspaper
kids what
for
a press
Halo?
is. What's that?
Do you want to start a newspaper for Halo?
A Halo newspaper?
Yeah.
How would we do that?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a company that'll print some stuff on newspaper for you. Mail it.
Mail it out?
Yeah, when I was delivering mail, there were a bunch of like online newspapers that would get delivered. Like there was one that came up every couple weeks, the Epic Times, I think. And they're not like, it wasn't like a newspaper. It was paper, but it wasn't like newspaper. I don't know. But it was clear, like, oh, okay, like there's gotta be some company out there who's like, hey, do you want us to print your newspaper and mail it out to people? Sign up here. So I'm wondering if we could get our own newspaper going. Have it mailed out to Halo fans. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be neat to wake up, go outside of your house, and then there on your steps is a Halo newspaper? Like, come on, that's cool.
What about the Halo? What about the magazines? Wasn't that basically a newspaper for video games, like Nintendo Power and like the Microsoft? What was
screw
Xbox's
that, dude.
one?
I want a newspaper.
Xbox had one, didn't they?
I think it was called, what was it? If I know it, it's only because Ryan McCafferty has said it so many times. XCOM, maybe? No, that's a game.
Rebel says, I'd throw it away or give it to my dog to shred.
I don't remember what it was called, but there was an X something or other for Xbox News. But I want Halo, dude. I want a Halo newspaper.
I guess that would be kind of cool.
The Elite Times. The Elite Journal. Come on, something.
All right, so we got this winter update overview that came up on YouTube.
So there's a winter update, and you know what, guys? Since I can traffic audio into your ears, we are going to go through this video together. It's about 12 minutes long. We are going to start it and stop it, and we're going to talk about the information as we get it in real time. Sound good?
Sure. Let's give this a shot. Make sure it works.
Let's do it. Okay. I'm going to start off here. I'm going to have the volume bar in the middle, which is going to be kind of loud for me, and I think it should be okay for you guys. So let's go ahead and start it. Mystery, I know that you are going along with us, so I'm starting it at 0 right now, and then I'll just say pause, and then we'll pause it and talk. If you want to pause it, just tell me pause, and then I'll pause it. Okay?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Great, let's do it. Here we go.
The winter update is our holiday
like
celebration of
Pause
all
it real
things
quick.
Halo.
Did you see that?
Yeah. What I see? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
So I'm
paused
at 20 seconds. I'm going to back it up just a little bit and mute it because I want to take a look at this real quick. There's a bunch of things that popped up all at once. They start showing off campaign co-op, some kind of multiplayer map. They start showing off some stuff with Forge. Another multiplayer map, Forge Canvases. So there's like a lot here that they start showing off real fast. And then at 16 seconds, it looks like some kind of griff ball. There's some kind of giant blue light thing in the middle. People running at each other with repulsors and swords. There's no hammer. No, there is a hammer in this game. Where's the hammer? What is this game?
Maybe it's not grip ball then.
Maybe it's not grip
because
ball.
grip ball is very
kinda...
specific to hammers and swords.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe some other kind of game that's coming. That look, I'm down for that. I'm okay with that.
What if it's like some kind of like ricochet?
Oh my god, I would love that. Please, yes. All right, we got Daddy Joseph Staten talking here.
Sorry, I was gonna say, like in the background, it looks like you have like some kind of big ass nets. You know, like a soccer net.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like a lot of fun. To me, that would be cool. Repulsing like a giant ball or something like that around, like that seems like that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's sort of the griff ball spirit, right?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Having repulsors could make it also interesting. Whatever it is.
Whatever that game is.
Whatever that game is.
All right, well, let's keep it going. Let's see what Daddy.
Again on 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'm at 20 seconds right now. Let's hear what Joseph Staten has to say here. Playing in 3, 2, 1, play.
We're delivering our Campaign Network Co-op, our Forge Open Beta. We're shipping a whole bunch of cool things inside of our free-to-play multiplayer product. It's all free, coming out on November 8th of this year.
November 8th. All right. All right, now they're getting
So
into
for the winter update,
here.
we're releasing 2 new maps, a new mode, a 30-tier battle pass, 2 events, and match XP. And all of that is free.
We have 2 official Forge created maps coming in the winter update. There are 2 multiplayer arena maps. One's called Argyle and one's called Detachment. Detachment has the first teleporter that's in an official Halo Infinite.
Pause it. All right. The 2 maps, Argyle and Detachment. What are your first impressions of that?
I don't know. They look fine to me. I mean, Argyle kind of reminds me a little bit of that new map that just came out recently, I suppose, with the big platform in the middle.
It does kind of look like that.
I like the idea of there being, for Detachment, I like the idea of there being like this like segment of the map that has 2 man cannons that are going out from one side to the other. Yeah,
so from what I understand, there's a teleporter on the map, and the teleporter takes you to that little island, and then you can kind of shoot off with the man cannons to either side of the map. I don't know if this is a big team battle map or not. I kind of want to say it is, but I'm actually not 100% sure. Argyle is definitely a 4v4 map. I'm not sure about Detachment. I can't tell. There's like no players.
It looks kind of big team battle-ish, I suppose.
It does look kind of big, right?
I certainly hope that it is a big team battle map because we do need more.
I think when I was looking at like the releases for what they were doing, they were going to do one 4v4 map and 1 big team battle map released for like every season moving forward. So every 3 months we get 2 new maps, 1 for 4v4 and 1 for big team battle. I think I saw that on some kind of leak somewhere before.
Okay.
That would be good, I think. All right. Hitting play in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, my volume off.
Something where really a teleporter plays to like a flank or like kind of an assault on a position in a surprise way is super cool. And like I think the way it really worked into that map played out really well and adds a lot of counterplay to like people hanging out on the island and camping that space. Argyle is cool because it has this big kind of open central yard, and it has some really interesting flank routes around the sides. And so you can go like really just frontal assault and try to push your way in, or kind of be a little sneakier around the sides. Having this big kind of central courtyard has created a lot of really cool gameplay that feels different than a lot of things we have in Infinite so far.
The new mode in the winter update, Covert One Flag, is our first asymmetrical mode.
One team is the attacker and one team's the defender. The attackers have unlimited active camo at their disposal, and then the defenders have the threat sensors. And so they're kind of, spotting, and it plays like a cat and mouse game, which is really fun.
Pause it.
Okay.
What do you think about that game mode?
I mean, it looks interesting. I'm curious to know if like they said unlimited active camo.
Yeah.
Right. So like Does that mean like what you have to like when you spawn in, you're immediately doing it, like you're immediately throwing it into your chest, or like are you allowed to throw it into your chest whenever you want, and then after that point it's infinite?
It's a good question. If you spawn with it and you don't use it right away, I mean, I don't really know if there's any kind of upside to that, but I guess
because like if you spawn in, and you have to immediately put it in your chest, like it's automatically happening, right? And you start getting spawn trapped every time you spawn in, you can't possibly fight back.
Yeah, so maybe it's automatic then to adjust for that, because you're right. There's that couple seconds, half a second or entire second that you take to actually like activate it and put it on your body, and so you'd be at a disadvantage after spawning. I imagine that either they will have it boot up automatically, or hopefully they have the spawning down to where you're not getting spawn killed. That's what I would think, but I'm not sure. I'm interested in this game mode a lot. I'm worried that it's going to kind of go the way of attrition and be something that people play for like a weekend for an event, and then they kind of just don't touch it anymore because it's like, who cares? But I'm
concerned that would be the case.
Right?
I feel like they'll push it out as an event.
I would be very happy for this game mode to kind of exist in quick play somewhere, so it comes up every so often. Like, I'd be happy with that. Like, I don't think I would want to play this over and over and over and over and over. I could be wrong, but it definitely seems like a good variety to the other things that are out there, and definitely looks more casual just kind of looking at it. Like one team with, what was it, the commando and camo, and then the other team with swords and threat sensors, or whatever it is. Maybe they have camo and swords, I forget. But it definitely seems very custom game-y. So I hope we get that in Forge too. I imagine we will. If they made this game type, you know, I don't know if we've ever had it before in a custom game where you have two different teams spawning with different weapons. Has that ever been a thing before?
Other than through Fiesta, I suppose, but...
Yeah, so that'll add some nice sort of diversity. Okay, one team starting with these weapons, the other team starting with these weapons. That'll make for a lot of really cool custom games. I'm sure the community will kind of go nuts with that. So I would definitely be interested to see what other kind of things the community comes up with. But this seems like a good introduction to that kind of idea to get people's brains kind of moving.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I don't know, it kind of concerns me that like every time we've seen someone spawn in so far, we've seen them do the animation of putting in the active camo in the chest.
Yeah.
And like I wish it would be like, I think Rebel was saying in the chat here, like it could just be automatic with no animation like in Halo 1, Halo 2. I mean, like that is a thing that has been in the past. I don't know why. Again, I can't say anything though, because like I don't know if it's, I mean, this is just beta, or like this is just showing us like what it's gonna be like, and it looks like there could be a lot of like chaos that could ensue, specifically with like all sorts of these like what were the sensors, the threat sensors going out left, right, and center, and explosions here and there, just trying to like kill the other enemy, I suppose, and
find them.
I feel like there'll be a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, definitely a lot to keep track of. I think I can imagine sort of like waiting for the other team to show up. I can kind of see how that would be kind of like exciting and a little bit tense, you know, like, oh, where are they? I can't even see them. So like, where are they going to be? That has me kind of excited. I can see this game mode being a lot of fun. I just don't know about its replayability over and over if they decide to put it in its own playlist or base an event around it. So I hope it just kind of gets mixed in with everything else, and you know, maybe for a weekend it wouldn't be so bad to have a playlist for it, but then put it into like the normal rotation and quick play. That's definitely something I would like to see for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would make sense.
Well, all right.
Now, the other thing before you get going,
yes.
They said something about a teleporter, but I didn't see a teleporter. I just saw a drop down. So
that was on the new map. There's a teleporter. You're right. They were talking about the teleporter as people were just as they were just dropping down. Like, hey, that would have been a good time to show somebody going through the teleporter, but that's okay. Maybe they'll show it off in the next minute here or so. Hopefully they do. But yeah,
because like yeah, you got teleported. If I drop down from one level to another, yeah, I got teleported too.
I'm teleported to another floor.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
understand.
Me being nitpicky, I suppose.
That's okay. Look, this is it's your job. Let that be your job for this video. You be nitpicking.
You want me to nitpick in this video?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you heard it here, folks. I'm going to nitpick.
Okay,
right.
Here we go. I'm at 201 right now.
I'm at 2. Whoa.
You're at 2 at 2 what?
I'm at 2000.
Oh, okay, very cool. All right, playing in 3, 2, 1.
Is that people really want a system that gives them
So
points,
who would have
XP
their
points,
assault
for
rifles?
just
No, I'm kidding.
playing the game. The new match XP system actually rewards players for playing. As you're playing matches, you get XP. If you win, you get a little bit of bonus XP. If you perform well, you get a little bit of bonus XP. And we're trying to tune that system so that it actually gets you moving through the battle pass a lot quicker than we have in the past.
Nice.
The Winter Update has a 30-tier free battle pass that is full of really fun stuff. That battle pass is full of reach stuff and some player favorites like the CQC and CQB, armor attachments with knives. It's really, really cool. And again,
All right,
it's free.
they look cool.
We also have 2 events.
So we're going back to the Halo
The
Reach
one in
stuff
December
again?
is called Winter Contingency 2. And then in January, we have the Joint Fire event. I'm excited for folks to jump in to start enjoying the new additions that are coming with the November update.
Hell yeah. All right. Campaign network co-op and mission
Campaign
replay.
co-op has always been a big part of the Halo experience. Being able to play with your friends, do all sorts of cool and fun things together that you can't do in single player.
And with Halo Infinite, we've made this much more expansive, wide open world. And with the release of Network Co-op, I'm just looking forward to people jumping in with their friends, exploring the world, having fun with our sandbox, just mixing it up and getting into that crazy, over-the-top Halo action in the campaign.
Whether you're playing single player or you're playing co-op with your friends, any progress made is saved. So it's not a case
Whoa.
now where, you and I are going to get together, we're going to play, and we're going to play your game.
What we're going to do is start everybody at the place where the furthest behind player was in their individual save file that they picked. Nobody misses any of the campaign, nobody's breaking the sequence, and you're still getting to experience the full story in order.
Objects
All right,
are
pause
the
it.
same way.
What do you think about that?
About what?
Okay, so the idea being, let's say me, you, and who knows, 2 other people, doesn't matter, are all doing campaign co-op, right? Let's say I'm the furthest behind. Everybody's session is then going to be based around mine for being furthest behind. But whatever progress we make together is saved. Okay, so let's say, Mystery, you and I start off at the beginning of the night and I am 2 missions behind you, okay? And then as we're playing through the night, we all get sent to my part of the campaign because I'm the furthest behind. As we play during that night, and let's say we catch up to where you're at, and then we even pass where you're at, we go a mission past. When you go to play your campaign by yourself again, you are now a mission ahead of where you were before. So like the mission progress saves for everybody, but it just starts with whoever's furthest behind.
Hey, Trax, do you want to play the last level of Halo 3 right now, even though you're on the first level of Halo 3?
Well, we wouldn't be able to, yeah. Well, I don't know. What are you saying?
It would be very terrible if I really wanted to play the last level of Halo 3 with you, but I'd have to grind through the entire game with you just to reach that point.
Okay, I get what you're saying there. I get what you're saying. Maybe when they have mission replay thing, then you can go into whatever missions you want. I would hope and imagine that that would come at some point. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. It's like, hey, can we just do this mission together? I don't know. Look, maybe they'll get to it. Let's find out. Anything else you want to say to that before we keep going?
Do we just skip over the whole like XP like progression stuff?
Yeah, they did say that. I'm not excited by that, if I'm being honest.
Oh, so you didn't want to talk about it. I see.
It's not that I don't want to talk about it. I just don't care about it. Like, okay, you're going to get XP for playing a match. Then you'll get a little bit more for winning and a little bit more based on how good you do. It seems like, okay, it doesn't really matter how good I do or not. Like, I'm still going to get XP, which is still what happens right now. I like the idea of like not having some kind of default, oh, you get 300 points per match at first, and then it's going to go down to 200, and then 100, and then 50. So I like the idea that like I'm not going to be default stuck at 50, you know, after I've played a bunch of games. But I guess I'll get through the battle pass faster. I guess that's good. I don't know. I'm like, I like don't care about match. I was never one of the people who was upset that there wasn't like a match XP. I didn't really care.
If only the match XP could be converted into credits and we can buy the armors that we want via credits.
That'd be nice, but nope. And it's all for the battle
That way
pass.
I feel like I'm earning something and not just, you know, getting participation awards.
That's definitely what it feels like. Do we have any armor in the game that you have to do something specific in order to unlock it?
Not to my knowledge, although I've heard that, I mean, before Halo Infinite launched, they were saying that like, oh, if you maxed out your level in Halo 5 or whatever, you would be able to have some kind of exclusive armor or something. But I don't know what that armor is.
Yeah,
I remember people grinding Halo 5 and like getting to the last level.
It might have even been an emblem.
Oh, was it an emblem?
I don't know, but could you imagine?
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, look, match XP is cool. I'm sure a bunch of people are happy, and they should be happy if that's something that you've wanted for a long time. I could care less about it.
No, I mean, I guess it's fine because like there are some people that just don't really care about the challenges, right? And if they want to progress via not having to do challenges, then this is the way it works, right? So
yeah, that's definitely true, right? Like if you don't care about challenges and you want to be able to get more XP per game by doing well, okay, here you go, perfect, boom. Now you can go.
Yeah, stop making me defend it. I'm supposed to be nitpicking this.
What? Sorry, can you nitpick that because I think it's annoying. Not annoying. I just don't care. I don't care about match XP. We already have match XP. You get 300 for the first couple games that you play, then 200, then 100, then 50. So you're getting match XP. It's just in disguise of a challenge that's not really a challenge because it's a challenge for just playing the game. So it's stupid. I agree. I agree. It's all match XP is a participation award. They're saying you only get a little bit for winning and a little bit. We'll have to see what those numbers are, right? Like if I can win and I do well and I'm getting like 200-300 experience based on that match and everybody else is getting 50 just for playing the game or whatever the numbers are, like, okay, all right, that's fair. That's going to make me want to play better for sure. And that would be a fine way to do it. What I'm worried is that like everybody's going to get 50 just for playing the game, and then you get like hey, you went positive, or hey, every kill you get an extra like 1 experience or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm worried that it's going to be such a non-factor that it's basically irrelevant. But that's just me. All right, let's play. 3, 2, 1, go.
Collectibles, you know, data pads, even Spartan cores. So if you've collected a Spartan core, let's say, and I haven't, when we go to that Spartan core, it's still interactive. And any one of us can activate it to collect it. Those who haven't collected that particular Spartan core, they get it. And a fun little feature specifically regarding skulls is at the beginning of the fire team when you're setting it up, the set of skulls we'll have to choose from is all the skulls that everybody has brought. And so it's a bit of bragging moment from you. You know, you can say, yeah, birthday party, that's mine. With moving to a semi-open world Halo game, we wanted to make it so that you have this ability to go explore, find things, go take on an outpost or a base or something like that, however you guys want to do it. You know, it's like, hey, you go take that tower, we're going to go take this tower, you know, and you can split up and do your stuff. But there is a limit because it is a co-op game, so it's not the idea that we're being put into a world and you all just go do your own game. The idea is to play together. That's the focus.
If you're in one of our interior maps, these are more of the linear, traditional Halo style levels. As you progress through the level, if someone in the fire team is too far behind, then they'll be brought up with the rest of the team.
Just like every Halo game before, there's nothing wrong with that.
Radius-based system.
We went to the largest base that we have in the game, and then basically made the space double that. So you have tons of room to go outside of that, come back, lots of room for aerial vehicles.
Unlike previous Halos, you don't lose your weapons when you die in this one. You respawn with the same stuff you had when you die. So there's really not a mechanical penalty other than the respawn time.
Pause it. I don't get that. Why would you hold on to your weapons after dying?
I don't know. Maybe because they want to satisfy folks that that take all the time to get this specific weapon in hand, and then like, oh well, I died, but now I have to go find that weapon. Lord knows where I'm going to spawn. I could be spawning, I don't know, like 50, 60 like feet, I don't know, kilometers, I don't know, just
meters,
really far away, and I have to find this weapon again, and then like, it could just be a way to kind of just negate all that.
Well, that's about as reasonable of an answer as I think anybody's ever going to come up with. So I'm going to take you on that. Sounds like you work for 343 now. It's good to know. It's a good answer there, Mr. Mystery.
Thank you, Mr. Trax.
All right. Playing in 3, 2,
Because Lord
1.
knows I'm not calling you Mr. Daddy.
Your teammates have to be safe to spawn on.
We're really diminishing sort of the domineering nature of the fire team leader, because it is no longer the idea that we're playing the fire team leader's game. Everybody's playing their own games. Anybody can skip a narrative sequence. Anybody can pick up objects in the world. Anybody can trigger a mission replay, fast travel to a new location, trigger those kinds of things. A fun one is when you open up the TAC map and you place a marker, anybody can turn that back off. Griefing is a very important aspect of co-op. You can kill each other, which can be fun as well. Load everybody up into a Razorback and then just drive off a cliff and giggle the whole time.
And then, of course, we've also got a bunch of new achievements.
That guy sounds like the worst person to play with. Like, why would anybody think that that is fun or funny? I'm definitely the person who's going to get triggered by somebody just being like, "Oh, let's drive off the ledge with all of our stuff." I'm looking at you, Game Warrior. I'm looking at you, buddy.
It is definitely a trolley move, but like I'm seeing all that, and I'm also kind of just like, well, like, what else are you gonna be able to do? Like, it's just because of the fact that we don't have many biomes to work around with, right? We're just working in this one open world that's all like the same.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, well, we're gonna jump off of this side of the map. Okay, well, how about we drive off to the other side and see if it's more interesting if we go jump off of that side of the map, like.
Yeah, it all looks the same.
At least if you had like, I don't know, like a snow biome or something, you can mess around with ice, or like, if you have like the desert biome, like sand could be something. And all that kind of stuff. But we don't have any of that, right? Yet. I still hope we have something.
Yet. All right. Playing in 3, 2, 1, play.
Both for co-op and mission replay that emphasize either playing together with friends, or in the case of the replay achievements, going back and revisiting parts of missions that you couldn't have visited before we had the mission replay feature.
One of the achievements is basically you got to take out a certain number of enemies with a gravity hammer hanging outside of a vehicle while you're doing it, which is pretty fun. The team here at 343, we've been working really hard on campaign co-op. We're excited to get it into your hands and see what you guys can come up with, see what kind of fun you get into. We call it Chaosum because it's just awesome. The amount of chaos and just crazy stuff that you can do, and doing it together, it's just really, really fun.
And the typical let's leap off of a really high height.
Halo Infinite Forge.
As part of the free
beta.
winter update, we're super excited to release the Forge Open Beta, our most powerful Forge tool yet.
Whoa.
Well, ever since Halo 3, Forge has been the way that we unlock all the creativity of our players. Allows them to jump in, make their own maps and modes, whole new experiences.
When Forge launched, it was a cool tool for the community to start playing with maps and having influence on maps where spawners were moving some objects around. It wasn't quite a fully robust tool set for building levels yet. And that's where it's kind of evolved to, and then beyond. Now it's like its own little game editor.
With the release of the beta, we're inviting everyone to participate in Forge. And the good news is all the work that you do on your maps and modes and anything else inside of Forge that's going to be saved and continue on.
Basically, how Forge works is you go into Forge and you place a bunch of different kind of objects to create a space where players can play in. And then you decorate it with different materials or colors, lights, VFX, and audio. And they can then save them, they can share them, and then play them with other players. Even if you're not intending to play Forge, Forge has a lot to offer you, because all those players who are making stuff with Forge will be available to you, and so you'll be able to create custom games and play that content with your friends.
Our Forge system that people are going to experience with the winter update, it is at a whole other level. Like, there's nothing that we've done with Forge like this before, and the type of content that people are going to be able to make for Halo Infinite is insane.
In Halo Infinite Forge, we've increased the object count to around 7,000 objects. In Halo 5, for comparison, it was 1,600 objects.
Wow. As a forger, I think the thing that's going to surprise us a lot is be able to scale objects. Like, for example, like these objects look like these massive pipes are running underneath ground for this facility. It is literally just a small cable or a hose that he's scaled up and changed material on. I personally think scaling is going to be changing a lot of how these maps are going to be looking visually, and it's going to blur the line from a Forge map to a dev quality map.
I'm excited about a lot of things, but I think I'm most excited about the visual scripting language. You know, this is the deepest players have been able to get inside our code, our scripting language. Even if you're not familiar with visual scripting systems, it's really easy to get started, to start to recombine things.
It's very easy, Mystery.
Drag nodes into your scripting space and draw out the events and the functions that you want to do in your map.
We've been able to get you a lot closer to the systems.
Pause, I guess? I don't know.
We've got...
So, okay, so with this, I guess with the scripting system, I guess that's the thing that you were talking about earlier in the episode, where like, oh, have you ever seen like game types where a player can spawn in with something else that another player doesn't have, other than Fiesta?
Yeah,
right?
I guess that would.
Well, I guess now it's more possible with this system, because it looks like they have like these branching, like I don't know what they're gonna call them. No, I'm gonna call them nodes for the.
Yeah, I think that's what they called them, was nodes. If you're talking, I can't hear you right now. Hopefully you come back in a second. I think... I wonder if this was my computer. Well, still looks like things are going. So Mr. will be back in here in a second. But yeah, so the scripting system, there's a lot that it offers and a lot that it does. And to me, I think this is one of these things that's just like way beyond me, right? We're way past my level of comprehension. The idea of like, okay, doing a bunch of if-then statements, you know, for programming. Okay, if this person throws a grenade, then, you know, whatever, I don't know, maybe it doesn't explode, maybe it repulses people away. Like you can change like everything. So that kind of sort of blows me away, all the different things that you can do. And I don't know, it's something else. It's something on another level. I'll just try and kill some time here until Mystery gets back. I mean, I like these kind of videos that sort of like, you know, bring us in and show us everything that's going on. And I know that we can be a little nitpicky too, but you know what? We love Halo. That's why we nitpick it. I think overall, I'm pretty excited from at least what I've seen so far. The multiplayer stuff, I think it's good. It's going in the right direction. And again, this is not a, you know, this is not like season 3. This is just like okay, here's some more content. There's a bunch of stuff, especially Forge. I think Forge is going to be the biggest, you know, the thing that has the biggest impact on Halo Infinite since this game has come out. I think it's going to be Forge. And I'm excited to see what people do. I really am. I'm excited for these game modes and stuff like that. I just hope it's easy to find all of them. That's the other thing too. It's like, okay, having these maps is really cool. Being able to make them is really cool. Being able to make new game modes is really cool. But like, is it easy to find them? So I hope that they get into that in a second here. Okay, I'm literally going to pause this until... Actually, I don't even know if I know how to pause. So I guess we'll just keep going here. Let me see if I should continue this video or not. All right, Mister, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I don't know why it kept connecting and disconnecting.
That is beautiful timing. Do you remember what you were in the middle of saying?
No.
You were saying the nodes. You were calling them nodes. They are definitely nodes. I think that's what they called them too. So you were talking about how you were beginning to get into the scripting and talking about the nodes.
Right. Yeah, so I guess you can get the spawning and all that kind of stuff, like whatever weapons. Everyone has their own different weapons and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That you were hoping to get with the Forge now, I suppose. I'm completely derailed now, so I guess we can just move forward.
That's all right. It looks super complicated to me. I hope that they talk about some kind of tutorial that they're going to bring into. All right, let's play the video in 3, 2, 1, play.
Over 100 different nodes that I could only dream of back as a player in Halo 5. I'm very, very excited to be able to offer these to players, like things that I wanted to do before, and finally we get to do them now.
Whether it was Griffball or Infection, a whole bunch of things that are now core to Halo all came from mode work inside of Forge. And I think with the new visual scripting system, players are going to have the ability to do even cooler, more interesting things than they've had a chance to do in the past. That's going to be super exciting.
At Forge launch, we'll be supporting 6 canvases, and moving forward, we'll be adding to canvases as we can. The canvas diversity we have is pretty fantastic. In fact, we have a player requested canvas, which is blank, which is just an empty canvas. So no matter what kind of experience you're trying to create, the canvas backdrop, well, we've got your back. We're super excited to bring nav mesh into Forge. Nav mesh is basically data that Spartan bots rely on to navigate a map. This is the first time that bot support has appeared in Forge.
No, it's all right. I just don't
series.
know what the hell they're talking about.
It always just blows me away. People's creativity.
Essentially, those arrows that they were showing is just like
new again.
Arrows that are like visuals for you to see where bots are able to jump.
We've already seen a lot of amazing content being created by the community and our Forge Council.
That map looks so cool.
It's super encouraging to already see before we've even released.
So there's this map that it looks like this Greek pantheon stuck inside the middle of a mountain that's all this kind of like white marble kind of color. I don't know why, but visually, and it's like floating in the middle of space. Visually, that looks really cool to me. We'll see what that plays like, but I think that's like a really cool thing. They've shown it a couple times in this video, and I think it looks really cool. I don't know who made it.
Did you pause?
It looks cool. Yeah, I did pause it.
Oh.
Sorry, I had said pause it, but maybe I didn't say it loud enough. I'm at 11 minutes right now on the dot. 11 on the dot.
Oh shit. Okay.
My bad.
I know the future.
I know the future. All right, we'll play it in 3, 2, 1, play.
What this thing is capable of, and the amount of content that they're going to be able to create, it's kind of unstoppable.
The Forge Council is already making a wide variety of experiences. I've seen really amazing arena maps. I've seen crazy scripts. They are really pushing Forge.
Once Forge releases, we're really going to be watching what comes out, because we want to find the cool, the best of, right? And surface those things to players in any way we can.
How?
Or we can take those things and kind of put them up on a pedestal and sell the rest of our game and kind of let the rest of the community play them.
But tell me
Cool.
how.
That's really the heart and spirit of what Forge is.
Oh my god.
What people should expect with Forge is that, much like the rest of the game, it's just going to continue to grow and evolve as we add new game modes and new objects with Forge, or just, in our suite of modes in general. We'll be bringing those things into Forge and adding some of that scripting functionality so that the players will have access to all that kind of stuff.
Forge is going to evolve based on what the community wants, right? We've already started a good dialogue with the Forge Council. They've given us some good feedback. Once Forge goes live, I'm super excited to hear what the community says, because that's going to be our North Star in terms of what Forge turns into. On behalf of the entire Forge team, we are so excited to see what the community makes with Forge. It's been a long journey, and we're excited to finally share this with you.
I think this is the start of a new part of the journey of Infinite, and where we continue to evolve as a service, and how the game will continue to expand alongside of the community as we keep releasing new features and making the game crazier and more fun.
The Forge Open Beta is available on November 8th, along with Campaign Network Co-op and Mission Replay, and some great additions to our multiplayer experience. All part of the winter update.
Yay!
Woohoo! Okay. Overall, what's you feeling?
Okay. Literally just okay.
Let's say you came into this video, 1 being not interested whatsoever, 10 being very interested. Let's say we came in at a 5 as like maybe kind of like right in the middle. Where do you feel like you are right now?
I don't know. I guess a 4.
Okay, so you're even less interested now after seeing all that?
I mean, sure. I don't know. I'm just it looks great and all, but at this point I'm just waiting for it, you know?
Okay.
So like for me it's like, yeah, I just need to wait it out, and I'm finding other ways to just wait it out at the moment. Once it arrives, it arrives, and I'm sure it may have its own problems when it does arrive, and we're gonna have to fix those problems once it arrives.
Yeah. Do trailers like this get you excited at all, or do they hype you up, or are you kind of just like, you know what, like let me see it when it gets here?
They used to get me very excited. If this came out before Halo Infinite's launch, I would have been very, very excited.
Okay. So you're kind of burnt out on them constantly saying, "Hey, we got something cool coming," and then it's kind of like, "Oh, come on." It's a little bit of a letdown.
Right. Now we've gotten that, "Hey, we've gotten something cool coming," several times.
Yeah.
And, you know, they do bring something to the table, which is nice. Right? Don't get me wrong. But I just like, when it finally happens, then maybe tides will change. But at this point, I kind of just don't want to get like I don't want to get too excited to be let down, possibly, potentially. I don't know. Like, you know, I guess I'm trying to keep my expectations at a I guess a minimum kind of thing.
I don't blame you. Look, it wasn't that long ago that they talked about having a world premiere, and it turned out to be a remake of Pit coming at some time. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. So I get it. I definitely get being burnt out on being hype or excited for Halo Infinite. These kind of trailers are definitely designed for people like me. Like, I watch a trailer like this and I'm like, dude, I want to play Halo right now. Like, I get excited. You know, I start like looking at, okay, November 8th, here we are, it's October 20th, like how far away is that? Like I get excited by that kind of thing, but I definitely recognize and understand, you know, anybody who's in your shoes. And I think probably most people, especially judging by some of the comments I saw, most people are kind of in that same camp as you, which is sort of like, okay, let's see it when it gets here, you know, because yeah, I think universally everybody's pretty excited for what Forge is going to bring to the table.
Right.
Outside of that, it's kind of like,
it's gonna bring a lot.
But like, and we've known that Forge is coming, so it's not like this introduced anything that was kind of new. We've talked about most of these things already.
Yeah, but it did give you a better idea, you know, like you're actually starting to see scripting, I suppose.
True.
And all that stuff in a smaller form. Like, you got to see that one map you were talking about, the gladiator map or whatever, the ancient like Greek map. I can't remember.
That looked really cool to me.
Right, but also when I saw it, that like when I saw the texture on it, you said it was marble. I kept thinking it was like it was in the process of being developed, and I was thinking, oh, maybe it's possible that we might just start seeing, like, there might be like a feature or something that allows us to see like just silhouettes or something, or just see like, you know.
Yeah, I only said marble because I was thinking about like ancient Greece. Whenever they're carving a statue, it's these kind of like giant rocks that they kind of like chisel at. So for me, like, I'm looking at it right now, and you can see some of where I only said marble because it's like kind of white. Like,
right, but it's not like we don't see that. Like, we see that in other Halo, like game developed or company developed maps in the past, right? When they're showing like pre-visuals and all that kind of stuff. I think the term was called blocking or something like that. Like, I think that's what I'm seeing here. It's just like, this is like a blocking version of that map, and now like you got light on it, so you're just seeing how the light reflects, and maybe you're just trying to see like, okay, well, if I put the light here, would it look better? Would it run smoother? Would it feel like more natural or something? Whereas, so you're dealing with one color and how it would affect the environment.
I
versus,
see
like,
what you're
seeing
saying.
it all at once.
So what I think is like a creative design when it comes to color, you're saying like, hold on, this might just be like them like trying to figure out lighting and stuff like that. Like it's not.
I'm
like,
wondering if that is like a option or a feature.
Got it. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I think I do know what you're talking about. I guess like that didn't even cross my mind as I was watching this.
That's the first thing I thought when I saw it.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah. To me, I thought that this was like a finished ancient Greece. We're gonna wipe the whole thing out, and so that's kind of like what I thought it was. Like it looks very like a divine area almost, which is why they have the backdrop in space, I imagine, or that's what I was imagining. It looks very like, I don't know what exactly the right word is, but like if I imagined like, okay, where is it, like where would the gods of ancient Greece be? It would be like, okay, off of Earth on this like, you know, this kind of structure that looks Greek. I don't know, in my head. And it's even called Eternity, so I might actually be onto something with this guy who designed it. I'd be interested in reach out to him, but it looks cool to me.
Yeah, a lot of the Forge stuff does look really cool. And I'm not trying to, like, when I'm talking, I'm not trying to undermine anything that they're doing. It's exciting that they are like at least updating us, which is something that we have been talking about for a long time now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. It's just that at this point now, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it's getting close. November 8th is kind of, if you think about it, it's kind of around the corner.
Yeah.
Right? Which is definitely very exciting, but like it's still a long ways away. And so like I just feel like, okay, well, when it comes, it comes. At this point, I'm just going to like, you know, just mellow expectations for the time being.
Yeah, fair enough. I get that. Fair enough. I don't blame you there. All right, so I'm feeling a little bit more excited, or I'll say I'm feeling excited. I would say that I am firmly at like a 6.5 to 7.5. I'm excited right now for this. But you know, these kind of things get me excited anyway, so that's where I'm at. All right.
Yeah, I always like seeing like the back end of all that stuff. So like if they ended up showing us a little bit of like what it looked like, I guess, you know, trying to figure out how to set up the spawning system for the co-op mode and all that kind of stuff. I think that would have been nice to throw in there as well.
Okay.
But like I've always found that more fascinating than setting up like these like the jumping off of like a really high ledge together and all that kind of stuff, you know, like.
Yeah. Yeah, something about this. There's somebody at 343 who's like, "Hey, make sure we get them jumping off. We gotta see the jump off."
So like even the Halo 3 Vidocs are a really good example of that. Like you see a lot of the campaign, like you can see the same thing that I was mentioning earlier with the Forge. Like you can see them how they're blocking and all that kind of stuff, right? And even Halo Reaches had one, a couple of Vidocs that were also showing that as well, and I found that very fascinating to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think originally, like when I got Halo 2, my parents bought the Halo 2 limited edition, which came with that DVD of like all the behind the scenes stuff on Halo 2. And I remember watching that and just being like, oh, I'm so into this. I thought it was so interesting. I thought it was so cool. And so ever since that, I've just been such a, like what you're talking about, like the Vidocs and I think for Halo 5, they called it the Sprint. You know, all these kind of behind the scenes of them doing deadlines and trying to get stuff done and working on things. Like I eat that kind of stuff up. I think it's so cool.
All right, exactly.
All right. Any last comments about what we just watched?
I look forward to seeing what's coming up. I'm just gonna have to wait. That's all.
Fair enough. All right. Do we have any listener questions or anything like that?
Listener questions. Let's see. Gotta pull it up. We have one from Rabble Just Rabble.
Nice, Rabble. Thank you for saving us.
And Rabble asks, if you could write a canon Halo novel,
ooh,
what would it be about? What would it be called? and what would the cover art be? So let's start with what would it be about?
Okay. Do you have a obvious answer already for yourself?
An obvious answer?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head. I guess the one thing that I might want to explore, I guess a little bit more of the Spartan 1 project. I don't know. I don't know what they have explored in the canon in regards to the Halo novels. Like, I know they mentioned, like, Sergeant Johnson, for example, was like a volunteer or like a participant of the Spartan 1 project, which is why he's so like hard to take down and all that kind of stuff, right? But I don't know how deep I can't remember how deep they kind of dove into that. But I think it would be kind of cool to, like, you know, further explore like humanity at its peak and what it thinks is its peak of technology, right? Before coming across the Covenant for the first time. And I think it would be really cool to get this angle or this story from maybe like a Marine's point of view, right? Either a Marine's point of view or even just a pedestrian point of view, like a civilian's point of view, right? Because like at that time they were dealing with the insurrectionists and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, shit, man, we got the Covenant to deal with. What are the Covenant? There are aliens out there? What? You know, like,
yeah,
that's insane.
Kind of rediscover that whole thing. Yeah.
I feel like that would be something cool to go ahead and, like, you know, just further explore. And again, I don't know if it has been because I haven't read every single book yet.
All right. What's the next question on there? So we got what it's about for you.
What would it be called?
Yeah, Halo what?
Okay, the title would have to have something to do with, I guess, maybe like the discovery of the Covenant in some way, shape, or form, or like, I guess, like peak human civilization or something. I don't know. I mean, you know what it could be called? It could be called, like, let's just say we create like a forward base or a forward operating base or something.
Oh.
We just call the name of that
Halo FOB.
Sure, it could be that, or it could just be like we could just come up with like a name for it and go from there. You know?
Oh,
Whatever
do you mean like Halo, like Alpha Base or something like that?
Well, you know how we have like UNSC's Infinity, we have the Pillar of Autumn, right? Like
something
all
like
that kind of stuff. So not a frigate name, but like a base name. Like, I guess, like if they had like a, what was the name of the base
Alamo
they trained
or something like that?
Sorry?
I was just saying the Alamo. Like, that's the only base that I know in history that has any kind of like name to it that I can think of.
Yeah, sure, something like that.
Halo Alamo. There you
go. And what would the cover art be? I'm picturing something where, like, you don't exactly see the full-on figure of the Covenant, like, maybe not even a full-on figure of an elite or something, but it's kind of very heavily teased. While like Marines are kind of like fighting it.
I like that.
So like maybe in the bottom left corner you can see like them barricaded behind something, and then like, I don't know, like you can have like a very like shrouded, very like foggy scene where you can just barely see like the silhouettes of some of the Covenant in that foggy or in that like smoky kind of terrain. And they're like firing into the distance or something.
There we go. We got a whole novel here. We just need it written out.
Yeah, that's the easy part done. Now the hard part.
Easy part done. Were there any other questions for your novel that he wanted?
I mean, he didn't ask specifically for me, but
okay. So I think
you have any ideas or?
Yeah, there's still something in Halo canon I really don't understand. And it goes way, 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 way back to the ancient humans and Forerunners. I never understood the part where the ancient humans were kind of just destroying Forerunner worlds without like getting on the radio and being like, humans here, heads up, there's a flood, this infection, this parasite killing everything, and so we're running from them. Like, there was never like communication between the ancient humans and the Forerunners when the ancient humans were battling both the Forerunners and the Flood. And I don't understand why. I don't know if they were just on a different frequency, if they tried to communicate. I don't know if the Didact was lying when he said that they were just, like, I want to know more about that period. I'd also like to understand a little bit more about the Forerunners and the Primordials. And how the Forerunners drove the Primordials to the edge of the universe, and then basically they kind of, hung out there and sort of rediscovered themselves as the Flood, and then kind of evolved into that. So there's like a lot there in that ancient history, and we got the Forerunner books, and those were really cool. I would like a little bit more than just those Forerunner books. I'd like to get a little bit more information on how those things kind of unfolded, because I still think that there's a deep mine of media and content that can be made and generated from all this ancient kind of stuff that was going on in Halo. So I'd like to see more attention paid to that. I know that we don't want to keep like looking back and everything like that, but honestly, that one terminal that showed the ancient humans versus the Forerunners, I always thought that was so cool. And when I saw that like Native American spaceship captain guy, I was like, dude, I want to know more about that guy. So it'll be called Halo Shadows in the Dark. Is that already a title?
I don't think so.
Okay. Shadows in the Dark.
Okay. I was actually gonna take, you kind of came up with a really cool idea there, and I was gonna like take a little twist on it or spin on it or something.
Do it.
You ever watch the movie 1918?
No.
Okay, so the story of like one American soldier in 1918 that is trying to send a message to this huge platoon that's attacking in the middle of like no man's land or whatever.
Okay.
And like they know, they just found out that it's a trap, so it's his journey to make his way from where he is now to deliver that message before they go ahead and go for that attack, right? So like let's take that idea and let's spin it in a way where it's like, okay, well, you know how you said if only the humans had sent out a message to the Foreigners?
Nice. Right? I see where you're going.
Like, what if there's a story there where like you have one human that was trying to get a message out to the Foreigners, and then we'll take the idea that you had said maybe the Didact ignored it, and just go from there and be like, maybe the Didact got it and he decided, well, let's just twist this into like a whole, like, I don't know, like he wants to hate humans just so because like he just hates, I don't know, whatever reason he wants to hate humans.
I dig it. Dude, I feel like you took my idea and then just turned it into something that's actually cool.
But it's your idea. Like that.
No, not that, dude.
But like, it was based off of a movie that came out like 1918.
Doesn't matter, dude.
Like,
doesn't matter. Look, I mean, it's not like having a messenger getting to places like an original idea. It's not like it came from 1918 either, you know? So like, let's all borrow from everything. I think that is a really cool idea, a really cool story, and I want to read it, damn it. It'll be called Halo Deliverance.
Halo Deliverance?
Halo Delivery. Halo
USPS.
Halo Carrier. There we go.
Then you'd think the Flood.
Yeah, dude, you think the Flood, you think of like a ship, you think of like a person carrying a message, and it can be about all of those. Halo Carriers. Boom, done. Cover art. The cover art is going to be a close-up, kind of like the brow and eyes and the nose of that ancient human, of the ancient human message runner with like war paint on his face, glowing in that blue. That'd be
There you go.
badass. Come on.
There you go.
I dig it. I'd read it. 10 out of 10.
All right, well there you go. So, I think that's a better idea.
I like that. You really did, dude. You took that idea and you just took off with it. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. You gave it life.
You're welcome, Trax. That's all you, man. All you.
All right. What do we got going on this week, Mystery?
This week, tomorrow is Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what time I'll be arriving home. So we'll have to see if I'll be out. I don't know. Chances are I might be late for that. We'll have to see. Friday's stream at this particular moment is going to be canceled. And then Monday I should be continuing Borderlands 2.
There we go.
On twitch.tv/REALMISTRY.
Woohoo! I will not be doing anything except working for this next week, so can't find me nowhere, dog. But you can follow Red Spartan Halo Podcast on Twitch and over here on, or in any podcast delivery platform that you enjoy: iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, the whole gambit. We do the whole gambit. So go find us over there. Leave us a rating and review if you want, if you can. I know Spotify doesn't let you. And I think that's pretty much it. So without further ado, enjoy the rest of your week as we get closer to the winter update coming November 8th. Boom. Awesome. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. If you were here in the live stream, Rabble, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We will see all of you next Wednesday. For anybody listening to the audio version, you're going to hear this on Thursday, so you will get another episode next Thursday. All right, bye, guys.
There you go. So, we got the winter contingency. Why don't we call it the Win 2 contingency?
Oh, the Win 2!
The Win 2 contingency, not Winter Contingency 2. Win 2 contingency.
Win 2! I dig it. I like that. Win 2.
Or Winter Contingency? No, that's not
Win 2 Contingency.
So wait until next year when you find out there's the Winter Contingency 3 is